Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to be installing some nice loud exhaust on the old 2024 Fatboy. And of course, I got myself a little beer while we do it. Got to steady the hands a little bit there. But before we get to that, of course, we have our viewer bike of the week to get to. And this bike comes all the way from Germany. And this is Danny's 2001 Heritage Softail. It's carbureted and it's got 47,000 kilometers on it. Looks like he's got an engine guard, custom grips, and a backrest. It does look very nice. Love those early twin cams, Danny. Thanks for sending that in. And of course, if anybody out there would like to see their bike in a video, send me some pics, some info. My email address is in the description below. And to start off, here is our 2024 Fatboy. And the exhaust I have on it right now is the Tab Performance slip-ons with the zombie baffles. And it is loud, but it's just not quite doing it for me anymore. Plus, the look, it almost looks a little too stock looking for me, so we're going to switch this up. But of course, first I'll let you guys hear how this exhaust actually sounds right now. So if you're wondering what I got, this is it. I went with the old Freedom Performance exhaust. And I did so just because I did like the sound that they made, at least when I watched the videos online. And I haven't had them before. I've had a bunch of other stuff. I've had Vance & Hines, Samson, Tab Performance, Cobra, Screaming Eagle, obviously stock exhaust, and even just some cheap straight pipes. But I thought I'd give these a try, and these are the amendment pipes. And thought I'd go with something a little bit shorter this time. So that is what I did. And I ordered these through Dynamic Cycles in Ontario because I like to keep it Canadian, and they actually were the cheapest price out there, but the shipping took quite a while, so just FYI if you're going to get anything from them. But let's get to work. Okay, so first things first, and I am going to pull off these slip-ons here, which shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Got the old hose clamps here for the heat shields. You got a couple of bolts there and down in here, and of course we've also got the clamps here, so shouldn't take too long. Just want to get these off for a little extra weight before we pull off those head pipes. There we go. Numero uno. There we go. Number two. Woo! Well, there she is without the slip-ons on her. And next order's business is going to be these heat shields, which basically just hose clamps again. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to, I don't know if you can see it, but disconnect or unplug the oxygen sensors. Shouldn't be too much trouble. So just for reference, if anybody is actually interested, that's what your pipes look like underneath your heat shields. Pretty grungy. Okay, got the old oxygen sensors, both of them disconnected here. Now we gotta get at those nuts there on the back and on the front, but actually doesn't look like it will be too bad getting a socket on them. There we go. So next step is getting those oxygen sensors out, transferring them over to the other pipes, and I've got to get these retaining rings off here. And I do have some new ones, and as you can see, made in the Czech Republic. Quality merchandise. Okay, got everything off, and I'm ready to transfer these O2 sensors on there. Now you'll notice these are some awfully big holes, and they're bigger than the stock. That's why they come with these little bung adapters here you can put in there. And do not forget which is front and which is back when you're doing that. But let's put those in. Okay, we got everything on here. Flanges, retaining rings, and these things can be a real bitch when all you're doing is using one of these. But I got a couple other things to do before we slap these bad boys on. So next thing is I got to get off this passenger peg. Won't be using that, and it won't fit with it on it. But they do have some other mounts if you want to move these, but I don't really have anybody on this bike anyway on the back, so I'm going to pull this off. Should just be a matter of taking this clip and that pin out, and there should be a bolt to take that off. The other thing is, gotta see how these are going to mount up, because they do have some extra mounts that come with it, but no instructions, so we'll just we'll see how it works. Okay, got the old passenger peg off, and there's a bolt. This cover slides right off, and there's a bolt in there. But in here, this has to be, of course, a torque. It is a, what do we got here? I think it's a T45, I think, is the one to use. And it is on there fucking tight. Woo! But managed to get her out. Okay, folks, so you get two brackets with this. I think this is the one that I need, which looks like it goes right about there. However, that means that this guy's got to come off, which is kind of a piss off, because I wouldn't have had to fuck around with that passenger peg and pull that off. But whatever, a couple bolts. Live and learn, folks, live and learn. Okay, new mount is on, and we'll find out, I guess, when I go to put the pipes on, if this is actually the right one. There is another one that kind of sits further back in, but I don't think that'll quite work. So the only thing I have left to do now is, you should always change, I don't know if you can see them, but you should always change your gaskets in there, which is going to be the last step, and then I'm going to try and get these new pipes on. Okay, I got these things on, and as you can see, I don't even have the mount on them yet because I couldn't get this on with a mount on there. And this was just horrendously bad fitment. Holy crap. I hope that these things sound good, because I'm sure the whole neighborhood heard me cursing and hollering at these things, but what a pain in the ass. Okay, I got these things on. It's about 11 o'clock at night now, so I'm going to go to bed. I'm not even going to start this fucking thing up until tomorrow morning and come out and clean the rest of this junk up. And I hope to hell that this goes well, because installation wise, I do not recommend at all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is the next morning. I've calmed down a little bit. I came out, I made sure everything was tight and where it needed to be on those pipes. So we're going to start it up, see what it sounds like. But before we do, I've got a couple of things just to address. First thing is, anytime anybody does a video on pipes or an air cleaner, the question always comes up, do I need to tune it? Well, I put a whole new exhaust system on that bike, so yes, needs to be tuned. And that bike has the Pro Street tuner on it, so I can do it straight from my phone. I just basically did the general stage 1 tune. I can do a smart tune, which I might do later, but for now, that's where I'm going to leave it. Secondly, my thoughts so far on Freedom Performance exhaust. Finish-wise, they look really nice. I got no issues there. Fitment-wise, terrible. I really struggled to get those pipes to fit. And I did confirm that I had the right part numbers for an M8 Fatboy. But those things remind me, fitment-wise, of like the cheap universal fit pipes you might get off eBay, where it's like, well, they're supposed to fit. They might not. We'll find out. So, in my opinion, I don't know what anybody else's experience has been, but so far, those things fit horribly. They were a pain in the ass, but hopefully they sound good, and we're going to get it started up, and that's where I'm going to leave it for today. But I'll do a side-by-side with the Freedom Performance and the Tap Performance, and we'll see what you guys think. See you later.